Hello, here we are in another replay. In this case, it's a brawl game with the tier 10 German premium steel battleship Mecklenburg, and I'm playing with my clanmate Almirante Churruca, who is carrying the Henry IV. I don't like to play brawls very much. I prefer to play ranked because in ranked the teams are more or less balanced. You have the same kind and same number of ships on each time, while in brawls there are uneven teams. There are teams that have no DD, teams with a carrier and the enemy team having no carrier, so it's quite unbalanced and very thing like a lottery time when you play. Also, it's allowed to enter with a team full of clanmates, and of course this kind of combined playing is very difficult to overcome. It's very difficult when the other team really works as a team because are all clanmates, and when you are only with one or two clanmates and the rest are random people. Of course, I must admit that sometimes we win games against this kind of coordinate teams, but it's not what happens on most of the cases. Here the Mecklenburg is a very special kind of ship. For me, I think it's one of the best premium ships. It has the smallest guns for a tier 10 battleship, only 12 inches, but it has plenty of them. It has 16, so even if they do little damage, there are a lot of shells in a volley, and as you can see, when it hit once are very low damage, but when you hit with a nice number of shells, because it has quite good dispersion, you are eating a big chunks of other ships. It also has very powerful secondaries, and theoretically it has good AAA, but nowadays all players know that anti-air fire is really a bad joke. No, not really that wonderful. It also has the typical German short-range brawling torpedoes, quite useful in some circumstances, and perhaps the biggest drawback I see in this ship is it has no hydroacoustic surge that the regular German BBs and some of the premium BBs carry. So you are a bit exposed to torques, but it has quite a good torpedo absorbing system. As you can see, most of the shots bounce because I insist it's a small caliber. Some people play with HE, but I don't like only when it's trying to kill ADD, really switch to that kind of ammo. The trick is try to put the biggest number of shells all the time, even if they do low damage. Yeah. With good aiming, you start eating easily 10 KA in each volley, and with a short reload time, you really eat big chunks of enemy ships.
Torpedos achterhaus!
In this case, as you can see, we lose one of our cruisers very soon. We have the handicap that we have no DDs, so we have nothing of spotting, and of course they have a clear advantage in capping. So this forces our team to play aggressive, because the only counter when you have no DDs is to push and force the DDs to skid away. If not, they can easily outspot you and let the rest of the team to shoot at you without danger. As you can see, the salvo this time get a nice 13k HP.
Torpedos direkt voraus!
As you can see, it's not
Torpedos voraus!
the English battleship, but is much more agile than the normal German BB. It has not a very big chunk of HG to absorb damage, but it is enough to survive. It's in the lower band, but it's not the lower, and it has quite good armor, proving you angle good, and know how to put your nose and when to risk broadsides. Now it's the secondaries in range, and it's the moment to pester that Montana. Of course, when a more twist target, even better one that is showing broadside, you try to maximize your salvos.
Torpedos auf Backbord!
Another chunk of torps avoided, and now it's time to focus on the Montana. Not a big deal, but also he's having trouble to hit me hard, and the secondaries are peeling his life away. As you can see, the bow is really resistant. You angle right, even with full 16-inch gun, he's having trouble to hurt me consistently. And now another 15k chunk is wonderful. When you can place this, you don't get citadels, but you eat real big chunks of the other ship's life. Another shot, and this time we got another 10k. The Napoli is doing a great job finishing and covering my ass. My clanmate has died, but the game is clearly
Gegnerische Schlachtschiff versenkt!
tilting to our side, because the downside of having this and the other thing is having no idea is that we have a good chunk of extra health that we can trade later in the game to play more aggressive. As you can see, we are behind because of the caps, but as soon as we enter the caps, the balance is going to change, and even is quite feasible to get a win, not by points but killing all the enemy time. As you can see, even with the smallest tier 10 battleship guns, I am over
Torpedos direkt voraus.
155 damage and over 100 mine battery guns hits. So it's really quite nice guns, even with that lower caliber. Now with the Petropavlovsk, of course, if his angle with this low caliber, you can't do overmatch, and you will never get tens or citadels. But I insist, is a price worth to pay for the faster reload and a little better accuracy than on the biggest guns. He's still boasting. The Petropavlovsk is not as hard as it was before the nerf, but still he can soak up a lot of damage. Now the pesky DD is on side and is a secondary work to punch him. I do not waste time in trying to change to explosives. Explosive because at so close range and the secondaries this
Gegnerischer Zerstörer versenkt.
is not necessary. And now we are going to finish that with a big chunk of damage, as you can see, nearly 180 damage, nearly 2 million potential damage, and nearly 70k spotted damage. In a BB, of course, remember we have no DDs in this game. It was quite a nice spotting. I hope you enjoyed the clip.